Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the only podcast on the internet that can effectively survive the zombie apocalypse. I am Jimbo of Retro Game Lounge on YouTube. That is Tyler of Metroids Primed, and welcome to the Nerd Bucket Podcast. We're going to do something kind of special this time. Tyler and I are both big fans of The Walking Dead, and I'm sure a lot of you are out there too. I mean, who really hasn't heard of that show, man? I mean, it's everywhere. And most recently, the Fear the Walking Dead, the kind of spin-off prequel sidequel series, premiered on AMC. And we just figured, why not make this kind of like a zombie-themed episode? You know, do a top 5 based around zombies. Some of your questions were actually kind of based around that. And just have a little bit of fun with it. So, Tyler, how are you doing today, man? I've been meaning to ask you that since I started talking 30 seconds ago.
Well, Jimbo, I'm not doing too good, man, and let me tell you why.
Oh, shit.
I just got back from GameStop.
Okay, enough said. I don't need to hear anymore.
So I've got a GameStop story here, and I wanted to go by and look at the PS Vita games, and I like to do that from time to time because you can find some like really great games for your Vita for fairly cheap. And I've been looking for the Batman game, Batman Blackgate, and
Good game.
I found it at GameStop here. And so I go up there and I picked up Batman Blackgate and I picked up Rayman Origins.
Okay.
And took them up to the counter, and the damn guy checking me out, like when I wasn't looking, swaps out my game and puts it in one of those shitty generic cases, you know?
Oh, no.
And hands it back to me. And like, I don't understand why they do this. I get my package, open it up, and I look, and I mean, he did it on the sly, and I'm like, that's not the case I got. I mean, us being collectors, we want it complete inbox, right?
Course, yeah.
Well, anyways, I told the guy, I was like, can I get the original box for it? I collect. I want it to, look good up on the shelf there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, man, we're really not supposed to do this. With holiday season coming around, they want us to have all the boxes on the shelf and all that. So
piss
I was like,
off.
yeah.
Don't throw them away, asshole. How about that?
That kind of touches on another story I have. But anyways, I told the guy, I was like, look, either, I'd get the box or you can take it back because, I'm not going to buy a game in a generic case or whatever. Right. I mean, at least give us the damn case. I mean, Vita games don't even have manuals. Right. We need at least a case. So anyway, so the guy was like, well, I guess I'll let you do it, but we're really not supposed to. Oh, well, please. Let's rewind like 2 weeks ago. Me and you were talking about Zombie U and that sale that they were having for it.
Right.
And we weren't able to get it on Best Buy.
Right.
And we weren't able to get it on Walmart or whatever. .com. They were having like a really good sale. It was like $10 brand new or something like that.
It was $7 brand new.
Yeah, $7. Well, anyways, I stopped by the exact same GameStop to pick up a copy of it, and I want to say it was like maybe $10 or something like that used. And I take the box up to the counter, and a different guy's checking me out this time. He goes and he like pulls a box from the little behind the counter area, I guess, where they keep all the used games.
Right.
Well, anyway, so he pulls it out, and there's no game in there, and he's like, "What the hell?" I guess somebody had traded in a game that didn't have a game in it, and they accepted it. And so he was like, "Well, there's no game in it." He just throws it in the trash. I mean, we're talking about and of course it is a Wii U game box, but I mean, you can sell those online for $8 to $10 for a lot of people that just have the CD that want to have a complete game. I know people do it all the time online.
Just so I know, and most of our viewers can't see it right now, but I've got like a total look of what the fuck on my face right now. So to all of you viewers right now, just imagine me with that kind of like what the hell kind of face. But anyways, I'm sorry, continue.
But anyway, so he just throws it in the garbage, and I'm just like shaking my head. But like, that's why I think GameStop is doomed to fail.
Uh-huh.
You have two separate instances. They want the game box,
Right.
but why in the hell are you throwing the game boxes away? Like perfectly good game box that could be for display
Mm-hmm.
or hell, I mean, you can put them up in the store, empty game cases, for sale for cheap. You could at least get some money, but I don't understand their policy of just throwing the boxes away.
I don't
It
either.
makes no sense to me.
They
And I know they do it by
Oh, of course.
the trash bags full
Yeah.
because there's a lot of YouTubers out there that go dumpster diving at behind their local GameStop
Right.
and get all kinds of really cool stuff that they just throw away.
Right.
But
No, it's horrible. I've always wondered that exact same thing myself. Like, why would they do this? And it's the way it's been explained to me is it's a simple storage problem. Like, the stores of GameStop are really, really small. If they were something akin to like Best Buy or Walmart, where they had a little bit more storage space, this probably would be a non-issue. But they're basically built like McDonald's. They're almost like modular, and space is always going to be a problem for them. But no, I agree with you. I mean, like, take the cases, put them in a bin, and sell them for like $2. I mean,
or they have like centralized distributing places
right,
where I know they have places in like Alabama and Louisiana, I think, that do a lot of the retro
right,
refitting and stuff for the old systems.
right,
Like, send them there as storage or something to hold on to. I mean, they've got these places where they supposedly, have all these retro games. Like, they were holding on to the Wii Metroid trilogies, which we know were just remanufactured.
right.
That whole shady thing with them. But I don't know. I just don't understand GameStop. They're so shady with their games, and I mean, they throw away stuff that is perfectly good money. But I just think that's why they're doomed to fail.
I completely agree. I don't remember the last time I gave them my money, so fuck GameStop. I'll go on record saying that. Oh, brother.
But yeah, they've got me fired up today, buddy.
Yeah, I see that. Bearded Wonder has got a story. We aren't often graced with such drama in the life of Tyler, man. That's awesome.
But what have you been up to, buddy?
Oh, buddy. I had kind of an interesting weekend for several reasons. Number one, Saturday was my birthday. For those of you who are not in the know, and
Happy birthday to
oh,
you, but
thanks, Tyler. I normally keep my birthdays pretty low key. I'm a pretty chill guy, and I just had some basic things to do that day, and just kind of enjoyed not having work, not having YouTube, which is work for any of you who've done it. It's a lot of work actually, and just kind of took a day for myself. Played some games, just screwed off for the whole day, and just enjoyed not having any responsibilities. So I was sitting out on my front porch later on that night, enjoying a birthday cigar, and I happened to notice something odd that happened basically, I guess, right in front of me. So I see this car, a late model Civic, coming down the street, and it almost looks like they're looking for a house. I live in a townhouse division, and you see this kind of thing all the time. Like, people don't know where they're going, and they're like, looking on both sides, trying to find the house. I'm like, they're probably just lost. So they stop, and then they put it in reverse and start backing up the street, and I'm like, okay. And then I hear this loud boom, and they freaking smash into a parked car. The truck belonging to my neighbor 3 doors down.
oh
And I'm like,
wow,
oh shit. So I just think like, all right, he's probably gonna go, get out and knock on the door and be like, hey, it's your truck. And that's not what happened. This dude like backs out of the freaking bumper kiss that he gave this thing, and tries to take off, as in like freaking hit and run kind of shit. And I
nice.
see him doing that, and I freaking ran out in the middle of the street and got in front of the car, and I was like, hey, pull the fuck over, and waved him over to the side. And he was a little bit hesitant at first. I'm like, boom, when I pull out my phone, I'm like, pull over, just to let him know I'm serious. And basically we were at a bit of an impasse, as we were kind of working with a little bit of a language barrier on this one. So I was basically trying to explain to them, you need to go knock on that dude's door and tell him what happened. Accidents happen, but hit and run's illegal. So they were little bit hesitant about that, and without boring you guys with details, it ended up with me calling the police. So did my civic duty, reported a hit and run, and I don't know the outcome of this. I hope the owner's gotten some restitution, because I mean, he had like a cracked tail light, and they definitely traded paint. It was a white truck. You could see like blue streaks on it. So I just couldn't believe that shit. I don't know if these guys were drunk or whatever, but I was like, oh man, I was like, come on, like really? So yeah, did my civic duty on my day celebrating one more year around the sun. So go America, hooray!
Well, that was a pretty exciting end to a birthday, right?
I guess it's like, really? Like, does this have to happen today? Oh, and here's the funny part. Excuse me, folks. I need some water. The cop actually, when he was getting my information, he was taking my statement, my name and phone number and stuff. He was asking me for my date of birth. I was like, today. And he was like, today's your birthday? I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, I'm sorry you're having to deal with this on your birthday, but happy birthday, sir. I was like, thank you, man. That's really nice. The cop was really awesome. Like, no bad drama, no nothing experienced. Very professional. Did his job, and I actually didn't know this. He told me that in my state of Virginia, you actually have 24 hours to report an accident before it's declared hit and run. I didn't know that. I figured that it had to be almost immediately, but oh well. So yay, exciting for me, but I'm sure you guys want to hear more about game shit because this is the Nerd Bucket, and we kind of, well, your story was kind of nerdy. Mine was like domestic dispute, but what games have we been playing this week, Tyler? I want you to go first on this one.
All right. So this past week, I actually finished up DC versus Marvel Universe, and it was pretty good. It wasn't as good as Injustice, like I was saying before. Doesn't have like the cool super moves that Injustice did. Like Batman's a badass, but like I went through so many scenarios. Like they continually are swapping up who you're fighting with throughout the entire story.
Right.
And you like will get somebody that's like really fun to play with, like Batman or Superman, a couple other the DC characters, and then you'll go through like Shazam wasn't that fun, and a few other Wonder Woman wasn't that fun to me either, and yeah, I don't know, it had like high points and low points, and kind of kept flip flopping, and the Mortal Kombat side of the game was really fun. I enjoyed playing as those characters.
Awesome.
They seemed a lot more powerful than the DC characters. I don't know why that was. Yeah, you would think it'd be more balanced, but I finished Zombie U, so
Awesome.
I had to really push it. I was slow at work this past week, so I was able to really like put a lot of effort into that. So I finished that.
Okay.
I played a little bit of Tearaway, which is a great game on the Vita. It's made by the same people who, oh crap, I can't even think of the name of the game. What's the cute little sack boy? I don't know why it's
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. I don't know why it dropped out of my mind there, but they made that game, and it's so unique. You play as like this little letter, and you're trying to, like, the letter in the game that you're controlling is trying to be delivered to me. And, like, it's such a unique use of the Vita. You can, like, the back part of the Vita that actually has, like, the touch controls, like, if you touch it on the back of the game console, like, your finger pops up in certain areas in the game. Like, you design like certain things. Like, I designed like a snowflake the other day, and like snowflakes are dropping, and it's the exact thing that I designed out of paper. Like during the game, like you're looking down on the world, like it'll look up at the sun, the little character will, and you'll be like looking at it, and you'll be like waving at it and stuff. I mean, it makes you interact with the character. It's so immersive. Such a neat game. I mean, if you played Little Big Planet, you know what I'm talking about. They make just really unique games. Right. But that's really fun, and I've been playing a little bit of Mario 64, but that's about it.
Gotcha. That's cool. I've been still up to Far Cry 4 shenanigans, just playing co-op because that's such a freaking massive game. I've been hunting down the masks and other chests and things, just flying around in a helicopter trying to get all the collectibles and things. But I actually have recently restarted playing a game I completed a long time ago on the Xbox 360, a very early release for that system. That would be Mercenaries 2: World in Flames. And that game is one of the best co-op games I've ever played in my life. It is so much fun, and it's so silly. Like, it's like a sillier GTA with way cooler shit. Instead of just drive-bys, excuse me, and fun with cars and motorcycle stuff like that. You have like airstrikes and nuclear bombs and shit you can drop. It's just so ridiculously over the top and just so silly, calling in drops for supplies and everything like that. And it's just kind of reawakened my love for that game. I'm just kind of sad they took down some of the DLC. I want to be able to run around in the chicken suit. I don't know why they removed that, but the chicken suit was awesome. So that's about all I've been playing this week. I did get a stack of new games for my birthday, so I definitely will have a lot more to report on the next podcast. I got a lot of AAA titles I'm looking forward to cracking open and taking a look. One of which is Rare Replay. So I'm sure
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm sure the next time we pod, we'll have some Conquer stories, playing games and stuff like that. So looking forward to it. Pre-order Gears of War. Definitely looking forward to checking out. I'm a huge Gears of War fan.
Yeah, I need to get that new Gears of War pre-ordered. When does it come out?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
As in
well,
tomorrow.
Shit. Well, I need to order it then, I guess.
Well, tomorrow, because this is Monday. I'm sure you guys are hearing this on Wednesday.
Actually, I might actually already have it pre-ordered. I know I wanted it back when they announced it, and I remember pre-ordering the Rare Replay, so I might actually already have it pre-ordered.
I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah, for real.